every single year when these beautiful, incredible pink flowers pop out, I am just completely and totally in awe of them. You know what they say about April showers bringing May flowers. Well, we're finally getting our April showers after a few weeks of very, very dry weather. So dry, in fact, that about a mile up the road in the woods, there was a wildfire that broke out, which was a little bit scary, but thankfully everything is fine now. For just a few days there, it almost felt like the middle of summer. All of a sudden, it was just so hot and dry. So when the rain finally came, it just felt amazing. My father has dementia and his short-term memory is pretty much gone. So when I talk with him, he forgets everything we talk about just a few moments later. But one thing he remembers very clearly is his great love for Jo Stafford, the singer, and her music. When I play it for him, he is just in heaven. So my mom ordered some sheet music off of eBay, some old Jo Stafford songs that I've been learning. Charlie and I spent some time in Delaware, both for work and to spend time with my family. And of course, one of the first things we have to do when we go to Delaware is visit this creek that he absolutely loves getting to visit. But really, more than visiting the creek, more than visiting my family, Charlie's very favorite thing to do in Delaware is to visit his best friend, Felix.
Here we go.
Felix belongs to my best friend, so it's only appropriate that the two of them are good buddies. They're only a few months apart, so they grew up together as little pups, and Felix has always been very gracious with Charlie and allows him to totally be the alpha. The spot I want to use today. It is the grayest, dreariest, grossest day out, but I'm photographing some crane dresses. This one's so pretty. I'm actually wearing it. Here's where we are. But there's this little patch back here filled with trash, but at the right angle, this will be so pretty. A couple of days ago, it would have been like amazing because the flowers are just about done. But there's just something very like whimsical and romantic about this area back in here. I just love it. So Yeah, crazy to think that we're next to an Amtrak with the train station right there. But that's where our whimsical romantic spot's gonna actually be for the photos. Oh boy. Let me tell you, there is some good stuff in my parents' basement. But what I want, there it is. There it is, my beautiful light. Oh, I can't wait to hang it up. So I decided it was time for a little project. I decided I wanted to go ahead and dye one of my comforters for my bedroom. So if you look online, Rit has recipes to make different colors, but the colors I like, I couldn't find any of the colors I would need to actually make it. So I'm just gonna make it up. And I might be making a really hideous color, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, that's a pretty color. I mean, this definitely makes me nervous. Orange. I'm not gonna go full orange. I mean, maybe. Pop one in there. Let's see what happens. You can totally do this in a washing machine. I have dyed other bedspreads in a washing machine before. Yikes. But since I was at my parents' house, I felt like it was only the kind thing to do to not use their washing machine just in case. So I went ahead and let it soak for about an hour. This is my childhood backyard, and while I was waiting for the blanket to go ahead and finish off, I took Charlie out. We have always had Chihuahuas, so this yard is fenced in a completely safe way for little doggies. It is escape proof for the little ones, so it's the only time where I really feel safe taking him off leash. But I've been working so hard at training him to stay by my side and be obedient because I want him to be that kind of little guy. So we'll see. The comforter was kind of a fail, so but Charlie makes it look cute.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Come here.
So I just photographed the cutest little newborn. He's so cute. He has two older brothers, so it was such a fun session. And that was in the north of Delaware, which is right on the PA border, which... right on the PA border is fabulous Goodwill. So I have just a little bit of time, but I'm really excited to go see what I'm going to see because I feel like, I just have a good feeling. I don't know, do you ever get that feeling when you're thrifting, like today's going to be a good day? So we'll see. Oh, I'm so upset this was broken. I knew it was going to be a good day. I'm so excited. Look at this chair. It's perfect. So cute. I thought this little guy was so cute, but I have nowhere to put him, unfortunately. I can't tell behind the oven. It's only $4.99. So excited. At just $6.99, this chair was the perfect find. I felt the need to stop and get some instant gratification from my garden. Like not the planting and waiting type of gratification that is also very gratifying. But we'll see if I can get in there and get a few things before this storm hits us. Now, obviously, it's much more cost effective to purchase seeds and grow plants and flowers that way. But it just feels so good to go in and grab some beautiful flowers that are already grown
You good
to be
boy?
able to add some color. And one of my very favorite things to do is to go to the discount rack where most of the plants and flowers are pretty much dead. But you can always find something like this little guy here who's not in too bad a shape. Hopefully, in just a few days of being put into the ground with some nice water, he'll be perfectly happy again.
I'd say we made it just in time. However, someone prefers to ride on my shoulder.
Now, while it's true that all these April showers will bring May flowers, it does also bring the weeds. And I'm learning that I'm up against quite the task here with all of the weeds that pop up around the house. It's not surprising since basically this house is on the edge of a forest. So trying to keep out the forest from coming in is definitely a task. I know that eventually this is going to be a beautiful space that I love so much. I just have to power through this little time now where it just feels like work, 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 but it doesn't really feel like any progress is happening, even though I know it is. It's just a very large garden space. So large garden spaces take large amounts of time. On this particular day, I was there in my dress thinking I was going to just plant a few flowers until I realized I wanted to change this area around. So I got changed and got to work. And I think this might be what's slowing me down from actually getting seeds in the ground and getting flowers planted so I can start seeing pretty things. I keep feeling the need to change around the structure and move things around. And maybe that's important, and maybe I'll be so glad in the end. But it definitely is slowing me down. Like moving this wire thing, which is so cool. I don't know where it came from. It was already here when I got here, but I decided to move it because it had too many weeds under it. I wasn't going to be able to keep it weeded. So this is what we have instead.
I was literally just gonna plant those 3 plants. And instead I changed around things. But it just makes so much more sense. I feel like the weeds that were coming up underneath that metal thing that I moved were gonna be like insane. So this seems like a good plan, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, the bugs. Okay. All right, I feel like it looks better already. There was something about the placement before that just bothered my eye, and now I think it's good. But what I'm trying to do is get these little grass patches a good little place for Charlie. So
I had a wedding to photograph in Vermont, and it was the most beautiful day for a drive. The windows open, my hair flying. It felt so good. Can I just say that driving barefoot is my favorite thing? This is the town of Rutland, Vermont, and I arrived a day early for the wedding, which gave me some time to peek around and, of course, look for some thrift stores. This ended up being an amazing little thrift store, and the first thing I spotted was a chair that I would absolutely have snapped up before if I didn't already have 2 chairs for the table. Of course, when you already have what you're looking for, you then immediately start finding it everywhere you go. It's a phenomenon that always seems to happen to me. This was my first time at this store, and I saw so many treasures that I would absolutely have loved to take home with me. I am truly out of room, but if I could have fit that rug somewhere in my house, I would have, because it was absolutely adorable. And I thought that their prices here were pretty good too. So if you're ever in Rutland, Vermont, I definitely recommend looking up this little thrift store.
Hi, puppy. Oh, you want a tummy rub? You want a tummy rub, huh? Yeah. There you go. Oh, if I had anywhere to put this. This is so pretty. Next up, of course, is gonna be the local food co-op. I'm pretty predictable when I come into a town. I love to scope out parks, food co-ops, and thrift stores. So I've already hit 2, well, I'm about to hit the second, and then I just have to find a really cool park. Got my dinner from the co-op, and then I just Googled, or I put into my maps, parks, and then came up with this little park. And it's cute. I mean, it seems kind of like the perfect place to have dinner, right? Not a bad meal. Right here by the water.
I do love to take trips with friends, but I don't mind traveling by myself either. I find that when I'm by myself in a new place, I'm much more observant than when I'm with others. And it's kind of fun to just sit back and watch and observe the things going on in a different town. And of course, weddings are very long days for photographers, so I made sure to get plenty of rest the night before and enjoy a little time with the office.
Wow.
The wedding was absolutely beautiful, and I found myself turning around to go right back home, and it was a stunning evening.
They're so loud. Oh, it's so pretty. This is definitely the very non-glamorous part of wedding photography. Not that I think anything's actually glamorous about wedding photography, but it always makes me think of that movie, that Jennifer Lopez movie, The Wedding Planner, when they're like, oh, the wedding planner, her life must be so glamorous, and then they show her actual life when she's at home, and it's not very glamorous. But definitely part of shooting weddings is driving all over the place. So it is 7:35, and I have about a 3.5 hour drive home, which is not that bad, but I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it, and it's almost dark. But I'm so glad I got to leave this wedding early enough where I got to see, and you can see where I am. Like, it's so beautiful. So beautiful, the mountains here in Vermont. And I mean, there's mountains in upstate New York too, and obviously Vermont and New York touch. They're, you know, side by side, the states. So, but still it's different. I guess it's the types of trees here, but it looks different. And even the mountains in the distance, it's almost like they have different shapes, or I don't know, it's very different. So I'm glad I'm getting to enjoy it. Oh my word. Like, how could I drive by this and not stop? So beautiful.
The sky that night on my way home absolutely took my breath away. It was so stunning. I just kept stopping to film it, but then I realized, okay, I need to go home. It's getting later and later, but it was such a wonderful, wonderful treat. Our world is so amazing, and I hope this weekend that you get to go outside and enjoy it.